Do you remember the last time you went to the store to try something on and you probably had to try on two or three different sizes or two or three different colors because you had to get the right fit? You had to make sure it looked good against your skin. All the things we do when we try something on, because before we purchase it or before we invest our money into something, we want to make sure it's something that we need, but it's also usually something that we want. We need to look at that in other aspects of our life. Let's talk.
Colbert Kean Conversations is all about freedom. The freedom to bring out what's already within you. Freedom to overcome your fears. Freedom to crush self-doubt. Freedom to transform hesitation into action to live in our purpose. Colbert Kean Conversations. Let's talk.
How many times have you been to a store, let's say a department store or a clothing store, and you go and pick out a couple of different pairs of pants that you like, a couple of shirts that you like, maybe even some shoes, and you pick them out with the intention of purchasing something that you like and that you want? We may need a new pair of this or a new pair of that, but most of the time it's that we want. So you do that, and a lot of times, I know I do anyway, I'm going to try stuff on because sometimes return policies aren't the best anymore. And they won't let you return it, but they'll give you a credit. Well, if I'm spending my money, I want to get my money back if it's something that I don't like or I'm not happy with. So I go ahead and take the time to try it on in the store and see if this is going to be something that I'm going to be happy with. Now, when I'm trying it on, I don't believe at any time in my mind do I think this piece or these items are going to be for the rest of my life, or they're going to last forever and I'm never going to change my mind about these pieces and anything like that. I don't, and maybe you do. If you do, I mean, you're, yeah, that's a little different, but if you think in that way, that's totally fine. I'm just saying, when I'm trying something on, that's not the thought process that's going through my mind. What I'm thinking is, does this look good right now? Is this the right fit? Is this giving me what I want from this look or from this purchase I'm going to make? I'm going to invest my money, invest my time, invest the things. Am I going to get the return that I'm looking for? Now, you may ask, how is this even remotely going to be close to an encouraging post or an encouraging podcast, an encouraging talk? Stay with me because it will. You get this piece home or these pieces, and you're thinking, yes, I'm excited. I've got something new. It's what I wanted. It looks good on me. It's bringing me happiness and joy at this moment, and I am good with it. And then sometimes we have this thing called buyer's remorse. Have you ever had that? Where you are happy with your purchase at first, and then after time has passed and you start feeling different about it, it starts sinking in, you start realizing I spent money or whatever it is that makes you start feeling, I don't think I'm as happy as I was with this purchase, or this isn't bringing me the satisfaction, whatever it is. It could be a house, it could be a car, it could be clothes, whatever. It's not bringing me that satisfaction that I thought I needed filled, or it's not fulfilling this need or this want that I was searching for when I got it. And that's a form that's called buyer's remorse. And we have to be so careful because this is the kind of thing that can show up in our life as far as the things we undertake. Say you have a job, we'll just say a job, that you are in a job and you are feeling some kind of way about this job. You were happy when you got it, or you may not have been. It may have been just a means to an end for you, or an end to a means for you, however that goes. But you have the job, you're working it, you're okay, reasonably happy and satisfied at it, but you start to feel a little different somewhere down the line. Some part of that is not giving you the satisfaction. It's not touching that point that you were looking for that brought you joy with it, or that brought you a sense of fulfillment. And so you are kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to keep this or not. But instead of looking at it as this doesn't have to be a lifelong position or something, we start shutting down those thoughts because now we're focused on, well, I can't quit because I've been here too long. Or I can't do something different because what will people say? And people will maybe think I'm crazy because I have this longevity into this position or into this certain job. And now I'm thinking about changing it up. I'm thinking about quitting. What am I going to look like? What is my family going to say? What are my people that my friends, what are people going to think now? And then we start to become more worried about the outside influences on our position or on what we've invested our time and money in, instead of worrying about how we're feeling or how it makes us feel or how we see this position or whatever it is as. Instead of
Hey,
focusing
everybody, welcome to Mel's Minute. Oftentimes, to understand why we're doing without, we have to look within.
on our internal, we're more focused on the external and worried about how it looks or how it seems, or does this make me rise to this level or does it lower me to this level? All these things start going through our mind, and that's what serves to keep us in a position or keep us in a job or keep us with something that we are no longer happy with. We tried it on and it fit for the purpose, it fit for what we needed it for, or it fit for a while. We were happy with that purchase. And then something changed. Do you know what that change was? Do you know what that change is maybe in your life? Do you understand why you are feeling that way? Do you understand that what may have worked for you before, what may have fit you to a T, it no longer serves that purpose anymore. It's no longer fulfilling that for you anymore. Now, does that make it right or wrong? Does that make it good or bad? And does that make you less than or more than? I don't think it does any of that. I think and I feel that we are humans that grow and adapt and elevate and change and want different things. We are not made to stay the same. We are not made to want the same things all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that there's something we've been in for a while. I'm not saying go out in a relationship that you're in or something like that and just go throw it by the wayside because it's not bringing you the joy anymore. It's not fulfilling something you were looking for when you first got into it, because those kind of things we have to work on. And even in the jobs or buying something or trying something on, we have to realize that we have to put some effort into the things. Even when we buy a pair of pants, for instance, if we don't put effort into keeping our weight at the right size, or whatever it may be that will cause this item to fit different, then we're not going to be happy with it. But it's not that we're not happy with it Sometimes it's that we're not happy with ourselves. And when we're not happy with ourselves, no amount of trying on, switching up, dumping this, changing up that, doing something totally different, no amount of that is going to change what you feel about yourself. You get that? No amount of that outside influence is going to be able to change the inside of what you feel about yourself and what you believe about yourself, what you feel that you're worthy of, or that you're valued for, or that you're deserving of. Because if you don't believe that, you can try on things from here until, and it's not going to give you any fulfillment or any satisfaction, including jobs, relationships, pants, a house, clothes, whatever. It's not going to give you any fulfillment because you're not fulfilled inside yet. That mind and heart is not connected to feel worthy and to feel valid and to feel that you are enough. So make sure we have that in play before you go switching up something. Don't tell them that Mel said that, hey, let's switch it up. If it's not working for you, just switch it up. No, we have to know why it's not working, and we have to know that we are okay first. And knowing that you're okay sometimes might take a bit. It takes a bit of convincing, it takes a bit of mind switch up and belief patterns changing so you know that you're okay. And it's funny because I remember when I was coming off of rental assistance. And you remember I was a single mom and went through all that and everything. Well, at a point in time, I was on housing rental assistance through HUD, and they paid a portion of your rent, and then you paid a portion of it, and it was based off your income and that kind of thing. And it allowed you to do your budget and make sure that you had this your portion for what you needed it for, and every month it was paid like that. So when I got to a point where I was able to make more money, be in a different position and make more money, and it became a little bit scary because that um, rental assistance was getting ready to fall off. So I was like, okay, am I going to be able to swing this by myself? It wasn't that I didn't want to make the extra money and have the different positions. It was, oh my gosh, okay, this is going to, I don't know if it was double at that time or whatever, but it was a significant amount, a significant increase from what I was used to paying. And I was going to be totally responsible for all of that. And it caused me to pause. It caused me to have a lot of worry. And I don't really know that anxiety was in the picture at that time, or if they called it anxiety or whatever. It wasn't to that extreme, but I did have some sleepless nights. I did have some conversations with myself of, how are you going to pay for this? What if something happens to your job? Then what? How are you going to keep the kids um, in all of their things and do this and pay all this money and still buy groceries and all the things? It was just a lot going through my mind because I hadn't ever experienced that at that time yet. That was something new to me, and I had to try it on to see how it was going to fit. Did it fit? Absolutely, it did. But was I apprehensive? Was I worrying? Was I all the things? Yes, because it was an unknown. You can see something and say, "Oh, I think that's going to be good for me," or "Oh, that's going to fit pretty well," or da da da. But until you actually try it on, whether it's trying on that job or trying on that new position or trying on something different that tells you we have to switch up something, whatever it is with that, you have got to know that there's going to be a period of adjustment. And that period of adjustment is where you're going to determine what you're willing to do and how far you're willing to go and work and put forth the effort to make it happen. So, wherever you're at in this period of your life of trying on things, make sure you take the time to see that the fit is good. And not only that the fit is good, but that your mindset is okay with it, that you are in it for the long haul, either to put the work in or to realize that this isn't the right fit and it's time to do something different. It's time to try on something else. And don't be scared about what people are going to think. Don't be worried about if they see you as not responsible or crazy or whatever things that go through people's mind, because there is never a shortage of what people think. Never. But all you have to be worried about is this working for me? Is this the right fit for me? Because you're the one that's going to be living with it. You're the one that's going to be wearing it. You're the one that's going to be doing the things to make it work in your life. One thing you can do this week, and remember, we only do one because we don't want to overwhelm, but try something on to see if it's going to fit in your life, to see if it's going to enhance your life or bring you fulfillment. Now, obviously, you can't go like try on a house or try on a car or something like that. You can try it out and see if it's going to work with your payments or work with, whatever income you're bringing in, if you're going to still have enough to do the things. But use that analogy of trying it on or trying it out before you become stuck with something that is not bringing you fulfillment or satisfaction. When you put your time into a job or into a relationship or into whatever it is you're putting your time into, you can't get that back. You can't get that time back. So make sure that time is well spent doing something that you not only enjoy, but is bringing you fulfillment. Thank you for joining Colbert Kean Conversations. And remember, take what you need and leave the rest. And you don't have to do it all today. Colbert Kean Conversations. Real conversations for real life. We'll see you next Wednesday.